taking a day off.
Who, Reg? He texted
Yeah.
me too, talking about he about to hop on. He gonna go over a chart. All right, we'll see. We'll see. He'll be on in the next 5 to 10, I'm sure. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back, man. We get into the last week of the month, so of course we're not gonna look into anything too crazy. Things may slow down as we prepare for that new monthly crossover and the month to close out. Now, there are some significant moves I want to see happen this week, hopefully before this month goes out. Still looking for DXY to finish its overall move. I mean, it waited till the end of the week to finally get these last 3 pushes up to the upside. So I would love to see those get that rejection that we're looking for over the next maybe 24 to 48 hours. All right. So
sorry, I'm late.
You all good, Reg? Welcome, welcome. So with that being said, we talked about this last week. We got the first move. We're now just looking for that second move, or at least a candlestick pattern to develop over the next couple of days. What do we get on US 30? Stalling out. We are looking for, and I'm going to show you guys on the weekly. Let's go ahead and just look at this overall, right? The weekly told you what was up. Told you what was up. Nice momentum candle to the upside. Now, I'm personally just going to look for a simple retracement before we make that move back up. But, you know, this pretty much engulfed our last candle, and we followed up with a nice bullish move. So now I want to see a 50% retracement that basically lines up with this wick that I have marked off here. Getting into the 8-hour. All right, so I have some unfinished business. What is that? This nice gap going here on the 8-hour. Really didn't have to have that there to show you that this can completely up without any retracement back into it, making me realize or look for that move to the downside first. All right, maybe we get all the way in here and we can find that stop at 34,600, but I'm cool with the QP level of 34,750, which is about right here. I want to see what happens at this location. 4,750. Make that my money line. Let me look left just to see what kind of work we got in here. All right, so it is a valid point. So I'll be looking at these areas just for this retracement on US 30 before I get comfortable with any buys. RSI is way outside of the 70. So that's a nice sign that, you know, we are coming down. And that's going to give that one more push up on DXY probably before coming down. And that's why I want to give that 2-day period before I look for buys on indexes and sells on that dollar. Let's see what's going on with Nas. All right, Nas stopped me out the other day. It did not give me the move like US 30 did. It was only about 70 pips, so nothing too crazy. We got the pullback going on now into 15,250 to 300. What do we have there, right? Nice. You can say this is a little bit of a inverted if you count this as a shoulder and this as a shoulder, but all in all, this is a nice neckline area. Okay, this is that last resistance level that's now turning into support, and we need to confirm this level before we press forward. So I'm looking for one pull down into that location, and then maybe into Monday night, Tuesday morning, we'll start to make some type of pattern to go back to the top side. German 30. I mean, look, man, bull in, pretty obvious spike here. I don't even have to really draw this up. So what I'm going to be looking for is for us to get a break and retest and then continue on. We've already started from the original position we were looking for at 16,000, retested that, been going up ever since and creating those higher lows. If we go into the lower time frames.
You said retest of the 16,000? Or
Yeah,
the
before.
original?
No, that already happened.
Oh,
That
okay,
already,
okay.
yeah. So all up from there. France 40 told you what it was. Not really much to explain. here. Let's see if we can find a new entry going into this last week. Get rid of all of these head and shoulders patterns. All right. So France 40 is maintaining that support level that we marked off back here after it broke. We did get that pull down, but we're maintaining this whole bullish trend. So the most I'm going to look for is a retracement, if any, to a valid support level. Let's see what we got offered here. Liking that. All right, so we got multiple touches right here, here, on the other side. Not yet, this would really be the first. I mean, we could kind of count that. It's not perfect, but I like the rejections on the bottom side. So this is a strong resistance level on multiple wicks, right? So with that being said, when I go down, for those of you who have the 4 hour, I'm going to look for that to retrace into that level, possibly sometime into London. This lines up with what the rest of we're seeing in the other indexes, right? Pull back either to here, and or if it feels like it, you know, this fair value gap could be filled. So if it's a deeper pullback, that's the possibility of where it's going, okay? If not, then it'll hold right here at 74.
Yeah, you need a balance.
So that's pretty nice on all the indexes. GJ. Ooh, boy, let me see what I had going here. You guys should be up off GJ if you caught it from here. Honestly, the plan's already there. Okay, so we got the first pull up, right? We didn't get the retrace back into 181. So that's all I'm looking for. Honestly, maybe into London session tonight. Fill this fair value gap, getting that same wick action that we got over here when it made this engulfing. And then that continuation. So still waiting on that one. I'll be looking for pullbacks in London tonight to take advantage of. EJ will be the same thing. We already plotted that last week. CADJ has been really nice thus far. Let's see, took its time, but it did its thing. Let's see what we got on the weekly. Nice engulfing on 105,500, which is really nice. As we can see that it caught what support here, and then before it broke through. So for CAD, I'd really just look for this, the same thing we saw in the other GJ pairs or yen pairs, pull back into this fair value gap at 106.680. So we'll get a move like that there. So that looks good. Keeping them on the roster. GU is still holding. Yep. So we went outside of our RSI, triple bottom down here. As you can see, there's a nice divergence on that as well. Oops. And come on, there we go. There we go. All right. So same with G, with the expectation of the dollar coming down, I'm gonna expect the GU to reverse. We look at the higher time frame to find out why this location is validated. I guess I could use a 2 week. So we have multiple support structure here, right? All in the past. Here as well. See it create a big engulfing here. So there is a high chance of this doing the same thing from this position. We're into an engulfing. There's still 4 days left into this 2 week candle. If we go bullish from here, then we'll get that nice bull momentum candle to follow up off of this engulfing. Nice trend going on here. Morning stars, engulfing patterns. I'm all with the bulls on that one. Let's check USD CAD again. If we're expecting dollar drop, then I'm expecting DXY to drop. I mean, USD CAD to drop along with the dollar. So we'll see how it feels at this location. I'll be waiting on this. It's not really something I'm interested in right now. But boom, Bitcoin still consolidating, so I'm not really worried about it. Nothing new there. All pulling back. Apple still holding. All right, so that's really all I'm looking at. I have nothing new outside of that. And the gold slayer is about to pull up, man. I'm trying to give me some gold, man.
Hey man, I'm just hey man, don't do that to me. You changed my name and now you got to put me on.
I have nothing to do with it.
Yes, you did.
Hey man, all the pips you catching on gold, I'm just trying to get a little bit. Just a little bit of something.
I'm just a black man trying to survive out here in these streets.
You answer to it though.
Shut up.
Right.
All right. So I'm looking at something else today. I'm not gonna look at gold today, you know, being bothered by it today. No, I'm just joking. Let's get into, can you see my chart? Yeah, you can. So first thing I'm gonna start with is gonna be a little bit of EU. Last week we talked about this pullback happening. We finally got that pullback to finally happen. Now we're looking for the reversal to happen. So first thing we're trying to see is gonna be what indications are we gonna get to get into this chart or get into this pair. So last week we didn't predict, we said, hey, we wanted to come up, which it did. We wanted to pull back to here, which it did. Now we're looking for this rise to happen because we're at a level of resistance. So what are we seeing here? I got 4 hours, a lot of slow moving candles, a lot of things slowing down here. Not a bad location for things to happen. A little lower side of the RSIs. Look in the history, see if there's anything in the past. There's really nothing here because there we go. There's some stuff here. We got some stuff around this level, which we already have that green line marked up on, the one that's right here above here. So all we're looking for this to do is probably, it looks like it's trying to form some kind of like janky inverted head and shoulders, and it's trying to create this right shoulder currently, which we'll continue to watch. If it blows here, it comes here, it does this little, I'll draw it out for you guys so you can see what I'm seeing. So what I'm looking to see happen here is for me to get this to pull up, come back down, break above, retest, because we're looking for the retest. We're not touching anything on here. We could take this buy now if we wanted to and just wait it, but we're not gonna probably put ourselves in a situation where we're waiting for 3 weeks. Boom. So that's the play-by-play what we're looking for it to happen here. We already got our left shoulder, we got our head. Now we're looking for our right shoulder to come back to here in line with this one, and then we're looking for the breakout, retest, and then we take the trade off this retest. Easy. If it doesn't do that, if it just keeps falling here, then guess what we didn't do? We didn't get ourselves into a bad trade. So that's why when you see my charts like this, when I'm trying to do this crazy stuff and it goes the other way, like he can get it right. Well, this is what I want to happen. So that's how it plays out on my charts most of the time. You look on the hourly, yeah, you're still seeing it. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, break a bust. It's going to have to happen here for this to work out for us. We were pretty close to it here when we first had this one. Then we get this major pullback, and now we're looking for us to come back up again and complete this. So, ooh, that's pretty. That's the first time I've seen this happen. Anybody seen this color thing right here on the RSIs? You got green here, you got a little red at the bottom. That's the first time I've seen that. That's pretty cool. See what I'm saying? There must be an update by Trading View or something.
Got a little RSI update. All right.
Yeah, a little Trading View update.
They're trying to make it easier for everybody.
Easier, a little bit. What else we look at?
I still gotta put my RSIs in. I'm tripping.
100% do that. They are good handy tools to see. The only one that it's been kind of blowing me right now is gonna be what pair was that? It was not gold. I was looking at it earlier. Here it is, GN. I think it might be GN. Let me see on the daily. That's why I'm screwing up. I'm not on the daily. Here it is. Because this thing has been sitting up here above this RSI since literally the 13th for 10 days. And it's been rising above here since the 13th. And then it failed for one day and it came back inside of here, but janky a little bit. It's at like 67. And it's probably gonna need to fall again for us to finally get back to a good level. But it seems like it's just not trying to make that push. So you can almost see this in like the history where things always do this dumb thing where it throw a wick. It'll throw some crazy wick here, and then because it's collecting money, it's been collecting money all week for people to try to sell us off. And it's gonna do is it's gonna throw a wick here, kick people out, what they always do, and then they'll drop. And then they're gonna laugh to the bank, like as I'm watching it. So if you try to take this sell on SPX, just know that there's gonna be a wick entry probably that's gonna have to happen on SPX because of how they're trying to like develop this pair. They always do this craziness when they always try to throw this wick somewhere right before a major move. Now
SPX is reckless.
SPX is reckless. But for the week, what I'm looking to see, because after we see this push up, we're looking for that pullback down because we already had that push upwards. We've been rising. We need to retest back down to either this level or this level, which I'm probably gonna predict is gonna probably be this level. So that push is gonna have to come back down here, and then we'll just see another buy. So like I usually tell you guys, I try not to quote unquote take things against the trend. So let's just continue to not take things against the trend. And just follow this trend. So we got a nice little trend here. If it doesn't break it below here, which it could potentially break below here, we'll just look to take that trade. Let's get into gold a little bit. So gold's at another good level too. We talked about this last week, how we had that market maker method. So we're looking for this our next push upward. So we're looking for another buy here. So we're looking for another buy on gold. I'm looking for my entry now on gold to get into another buy entry. We are currently at a good level for this buy. I was trying to see these three candles here. We're gonna try to do that black crow, the three black crows. You know what I'm talking about, Steve? You know what I'm talking about, Reggie?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah.
So the three black crows didn't come to fruition because of we didn't get this whole movement down here. And this candle wasn't growing. Normally you'll see when you see three black crows, you'll see them get bigger. Something like this. You see a smaller candle, you see a growing candle, you see a bigger candle. And that'll be almost a simulation of a three black crows, which happened basically.
Yeah.
So that was a good one here. This is not the same thing here. It fell short of what we wanted to do, which was make the sun size of this candle here. So we're looking to still see this give us that pullback. We're looking on the 4 hour. Things are slowing down here again, the same level. We get to a pretty strong level here and things start slowing down. We got a lot of wicks here on the 4 hour. We got a lot of wicks here on the daily. We got stuff all through here. I can draw a line here again if I want to. Like it don't. These are things that's like almost like this is almost funny at this point. Got a lot of craziness that's happening in this spot. Boom, boom. Wick stone here. Some candles through here a little bit. Let's see on the hour. Real close. 4 hour looks the same. Of where we are. Let's change the color of this one because it's blending in now with my other stuff. Let's go with I should say green for money, but let's go with something else now. Let's go with dark orange. I'm happy right now, you know. What else we got? Some other stuff. It's not a bad spot, honestly. Wig here. Yeah, I don't hate this location at all. Yeah, I like it. So I'm doing back testing. I'm looking at history of what things have happened before. If this is a good or bad enough support or resistance line that I have, and it looks pretty good, especially here too. This is a pretty good one too. Yeah. So let's go back to where we are. Now we're looking for entry. So how do we get this entry in here again? We guys already got paid already. Oh, it's pushing down. Let's see. I don't know. This is looking a little funky right now. I don't see a lot of the candles are trying to gain some strength here a little bit. So I probably have to watch this to the night, which I normally don't do. We'll see how this candle closes. I'm wait till the hour closes and I'll put an update in here for this. Except the 4 hour
Yeah, I
candle.
mean, it's Sunday, yo.
Yeah, I don't usually trade on Sundays. So I'll probably look at this a little bit. I just don't trade on Mondays. Well, I usually, yeah, we'll see what happens. We used to stop trading on Mondays, but I think I started trading again on Mondays because of dumb stuff. But we might see a wick down here, a wick entry, or we just get into it like a little smooth one. So wait till the morning. If you see something you like, try to get into this buy for go. If not, then hold off on that. You might miss your entry, honestly, overnight. Let's see if I can put my phone up. Let's see if I want to. How are these candles looking on MetaTrader right now? They're looking the same. Somebody's trying to break into my Facebook account. But the overall move I'm looking for is gonna be this buy here. We're looking for the trend. So we'll see how this works out for us. NJ, don't have anything for NJ currently. This is a good position too. This is the last time we actually we'll try to sell here. We actually got this trade off. Now we're on the other side of this one. You're probably looking to try to buy here. The way it's moving because we get a lot of upward movement off of here on a daily. So this is it's not a bad trade either to try to take. But I only have 3 pairs I'm taking a year. I usually mark these trades up for other people so they can see how things are going. But NJ has been pretty consistent. As you can see here, like I talked about earlier, trying to get things to work out for me. It didn't work out the way it usually doesn't. So because we're playing a different game here. GA. Strauss is here. I left GA alone. Gene, I like. What do I like about GN? Absolutely nothing today. We're talking about EU, not talking about Tesla. I love this for Netflix. Screw Netflix, man.
For the
And
Netflix.
I gotta look at this. I can go back and backtest France 40 some more because this thing's been killing me off of this shoulder right here. So I've been checking this right shoulder. I'm checking that right shoulder to come to fruition. It did not want to do that. It's just pushing now.
It's Team Rocket, not Team Crash.
What's up?
I said France is part of Team Rocket, not Team Crash It.
You're not wrong. It does not want to come up from. I mean, it does not want to come down for me. So I've been trying this thing to come down twice and it won't do it. But it'll probably do after this next movement. It'll fall probably. I love it when that happens for. That's why you do back testing, and I'm also just testing France 40. Like most of the time I tell people I'm not trading France 40 because it's something I'm just testing out right now. Reggie's the one that been taking those crazy France 40 trades.
Bro, that shit saved me this past week.
You should have listened to me this past week.
France saved me, and German saved me when Nas decided to just. Nas literally said, "I'm going down," and everybody else said, "Well, we're going up." So
you could have just got out of trades. Like, yeah, you're being greedy.
I thought I was gonna flip like everybody. Like I said, everything else kept on going up, and Nas kept on pushing down, which didn't make any sense whatsoever, because everything else stayed up and only came down a tiny bit and stopped. Nas plummeted.
More than likely, then it was tech related, right? So if Nas makes a move separate than the rest of the indexes, then more than likely something in the tech industry happened.
Yeah, I mean, go back to when Zay was looking at Microsoft and all the rest of them. You see them pulling back. That's kind of why Nas went that same direction.
Yeah.
Fuck Nas. I like Team Rocket though. They're cool.
All right. So looking at EA, we had to pull back. I was talking about needed to happen. Went a little further than I wanted to, but gave the sign. So pull back a little further. This is the intended neckline. I thought we were going to come back to. It blew straight through that. Came to the second end. So once I saw that, it up perfectly, was sitting on a 50 of the upward move. And here's the reason why I got in. So I got in at 164. 164.07, which is about right here. Somewhere down here. So I got in right here. And it came back. Got in right here. I was waiting on the right shoulder, but I was like, fuck it. Let me get in right here. I still got a pretty small stop loss. So if I take a loss, I'll take a loss. Paid off dividends. Shot up through the night, came back, made the right shoulder. When I woke up, we were perfectly taken off. And it's been doing so ever since. So I'm in it right now, all stops in profit. GA, like I normally say, they'll do the same thing, but they'll look completely different. GA had a pullback, went a little deeper than the 50 on its, but after that head and shoulders, it popped. I wasn't too sure if I wanted to mess with it. I saw EA first, didn't really care about GA, but GA dropped a huge wick to the downside at a nice pop off from that level though. It was around the same time I got in on EA. Popped off strong and been continuing to the upside ever since. It blew past its neckline. If I wanted to continue to see downward movement, I would have expected a pull back just to right here. And then we would have continued down, but it blew through that. So I'm waiting to see what it's going to do. I'm not going to touch GA until we see some more confirmation. I'm not going to get in right now because stop loss too far back.
True. That's the same I feel like with gold too. It's a good trade setting up for gold, but I don't feel comfortable like taking that trade right now, but I need to take it.
Yeah, it's too much of a loss. Like it'd be different if it came back and was checking a level. If it does that, like perfectly, like right here. If it blows past this, tops right here, comes back and checks this level and gives me a sign, 100% I'll get in, put my stops behind the level and just continue up with the trade. But that's what ifs until it happened. Yeah, man. For now, for the week, I want to continue to see upward movement. I don't see anything that's going to continue to push us down right now, especially with the wicks to the downside and the lack of levels being broken on the EA. I don't think we're going down anytime soon.
Yeah,
Shall see.
you made great support structures last week, so
Yeah, it came back perfectly like this. This double bottom right here, it came back to the neckline, and that's where it's been sitting ever since. So we'll see what's gonna happen. Like I say, I wouldn't get on a G until you break a level and come back to retest. You know, you might end up at that level a lot sooner. Because EA looks like if it continues up through the night, this will be a perfect time to get in when it retests this level. Just got to be patient, sit back and wait.
cool. All right, Reg or Steve, y'all got something for us tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, whoever wants to take the ball, more than welcome.
All right, let's go to Bitcoin. I'll show you what I got so far. Let me see, share my screen. Okay, so what I gathered so far from what I saw, let me see. So let's go to the weekly. All right. So this was like my first thoughts when I saw the chart after everything that, you know, I kind of picked up in the past 2 weeks. So what I did was I did a Fibonacci level from here up until here to show a retracement. So you see the 5618 level that's highlighted as it went into the 30-day back test I did for the chart. And so, you know, I was thinking about my zones. I had structure that showed up between 25,948.83 and 25,904.27 is what you see. This is 25, yeah, right here. And then those are like the zones that I thought that the wicks were like providing support and resistance. And so at the top, they showed these upper levels once it started going back into the 30-day back test. And so they started giving resistance over at 31,170.96 and 32,49.48. So I saw it that it broke 3 touches when it got to the back test. So let me go to the back test. So this is what I thought I saw as a head and shoulder. Like you have to, I'll go into a deeper dive, but the with the this momentum candle, I did a retracement down to 56.18, and it showed a trend on the upside for 32,000 of a higher high. So that's kind of all I saw for the weekly. Then I went down to the daily. And what I gathered was, you know, you have a possible flag continuation or a rectangle continuation here. So it gained momentum going to the back test, and now it's oscillating between the 31,170.96 and 301,128. So like when I first saw this, I was thinking that, okay, it could be going towards a bullish upside. And so that's why for here, I had a possible entry zone for a DCA. So your dollar cost average it down. The RSI was losing strength at the supply lower to the entry zone. So I was thinking, okay, if it's losing momentum, it's going to go back to the 56.18, and then it'll retest that level, and then it might go back to the oscillation. And so here I saw a double top, if I can zoom in. Yeah. So it was either going to be a double top or it's going to be a head and shoulders. But I wasn't sure about the head and shoulders because it was a bit low and it broke below this initial level here. So I was thinking, okay, maybe a double top. So, you know, in 56.18 move, but I had to wait until the body closed for entries. So what I'm thinking was that if there was a body of a candle that closed at this level, then it'll be a good point for a trade. But, you know, right now it's showing that it's testing with the wicks, but it's not showing any bearish move down just yet. So, you know, that's kind of what I gathered from what I saw on the daily. And so I went into the 4-hour, and from everything I saw in the 4-hour, that's where I was bringing up the purpose about my head and shoulders pattern. So you see it here, and it's oscillating between these two zones. So I was thinking, okay, like it's not breaking out too far because it has a plan to eventually hit back this 56.18 and then move to the upside. So, you know, that was kind of like my best guess with this flag pattern, because if it does follow the flag pattern, then we should have a bearish move probably, you know, I would say within the next week, but you know, you never know. So that's kind of what I got for Bitcoin. I think I did a 2-hour or 1 hour. 2-hour, no. 1 hour. Yeah, that was kind of it right now. It's kind of like, from what I've gathered from my experience, is that, okay, let's wait and see. Let's wait until it touches the bottom, maybe do a price alert when it hits maybe, you know, 29,700, and then, you know, have a possible entry for a trade. So that's kind of what I got. I'm not sure. I want you you know, what's your thoughts on it? What do you think about it?
So yeah, really good markup for one. I
Great
think you
markup.
touched a lot of great key points, finding those levels. Your right shoulder, though, for me, I would want that a little higher, closer to that left shoulder. I mean, sometimes it could be off, like I've before, can, you know, be at an angle, but it almost should line up with the left. So maybe it'll pop up first and give you that shoulder before then breaking the flag down and or continuing to the upside.
So for it to be a right shoulder, it would have to, I guess, at least be in the same, you know, relative area as the left shoulder.
Correct.
So you're looking for a right shoulder to be something like, you're looking for this to come up to here. So you got your left shoulder, you got your head, and you got your right shoulder. This being down here,
Okay.
does not make it a right shoulder. Right shoulder is gonna come level with your left shoulder.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, I mean, because I was, I was aware that it may not be a perfect right shoulder, but I wasn't really sure if it had to be in the, like how many pips would it, like, would that be a qualified right shoulder, of the left? So,
And another thing that comes into play, say for if you have anything else, but so you see how it's going into the consolidation into that end period there.
yes.
So the cause of that, always keep in mind, is the weekly closeout for cryptos or Sundays. Right, so it's going to go into the consolidation period on Sunday, and then possibly come Monday have a breakout to either side.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
I like your thing that you said about this flag. I see the same thing. I would have went with the flag over the head and shoulder. Only thing you gotta worry about is this, it sticks above here. So you have your, obviously your, what's it called, post or whatever, your flag. You have the bottom, then you have the top here. So now you're looking for this breakout, which you have a lot more. Right now, your trade is at neutral. So Bitcoin is sitting neutral. It hasn't made a decision if it wants to break below or break above here yet. So you're just
Okay.
kind of watching here. But the thing here that you're looking for is good, is that you can play off either side. So you wait for the breakout to happen. You wait for the breakout about here to retest back to here to go down, or you wait for the break above, retest back to the flag or the channel, whatever you would call it here, and then go above. Makes sense. So that's what I'm seeing off of here. But I love the markup. This markup is like, he did a lot of back tests, I can tell, a lot of things sitting at the 50 to 61. A lot of good stuff. I love it. Like, you did a lot of research on this. But I see exactly what you're saying. Where it's sitting at, everything is sitting really good, but it's not giving you any real indication at this point right now. It's just kind of like here. Because it's been consolidated for the last, like, what, 5 days, almost.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, because when I saw this level here, I was thinking it's a smart money move. So, once that candle went up and it went back down, okay, somebody must have bought and sold within like microseconds, right? But then it kept with the same structure of like hovering at that lower oscillation level. So then I'm thinking, okay, it's pretty much just buying time until something happens. We're probably Monday morning, right? And it will make that move down or make a move up where it's supposed to follow the pattern. So I'm thinking, okay, if it breaks down, then, you could possibly look for a sell opportunity for it to eventually hit back to this initial level where the winner was swinging. But, maybe you go down to hourly and maybe you can find a way to ride it down. You get a couple of fib levels and see if you can get, maybe a pattern might form as like a small downtrend, like a scalp opportunity. So,
Hey, I like it. I like that you're looking at Bitcoin. I wish Byron was in here so he could say something about it, because he likes to follow Bitcoin a lot and all those cryptos. But I like it.
yeah, man.
You're
I don't
catching
know.
the London session.
I just feel like, Bitcoin is works for me. It's like a game like the blackjack. Like blackjack's my game, man. I think I like the high volatility because at least I'll know that something's moving instead of just like trying to scalp all day. I'm like, let me look for the quick, well, not the quick, but the explosive.
And you
The
can trade on the
explosions.
weekends. So yeah, I like I said, yeah, I got gold. Gold is my pair. I love looking at gold. It's easy for me to read. If Bitcoin is your pair, then run with that.
Yeah, because when I was a part of IM Academy, they were talking about like the Black Swan events that happened. And so, Bitcoin showed the same structure even throughout 2020. So I'm just really just imagining that, based on the index of the dollar, based on, buyer fear of dollar going in. And we're really like at the beginning stages of this recession. So I'm thinking Bitcoin has a lot of upside. We're only at 30,000. They've been hovering. The lowest it got was about maybe 16,000, and then they were talking about like, as far as miners, may not have enough money to generate the algorithm to mine a Bitcoin because it's so low a price. But then it shot back up from 16, hovering around 20s, late 20s, and it's at 30 for a while. So I'm like, okay, let's give it 3 months, 90 days at a time. Let's see what it does to the next level. Let's see if it gets to 35 or 40. But I mean, Bitcoin's going to come. It's going to come, but it's not going to come when people want it to come. It's going to be like own time.
You're talking to me and Zay and Strauss. We watched Bitcoin rise, watch that shit fall. We watching the
That's what I'm
rerise.
saying.
Like I'm not worried about it. We watch I watch people talk about I'm buying Bitcoin. I'm like, it's dropping.
Like,
do that.
Where you
Man,
at?
like, bro, I be complaining to people. People be talking about like, Bitcoin is like, like all, especially the bank started shutting down. Coinbase, are like one of the last ones left. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with the technology of blockchain technology. It's just how the market ebbs and flows, And I started looking into the life cycles of like a market cycle. I'm like, oh shit, man. We gonna even hit 60, like maybe, but next year, like
But-
we have a split coming up too.
So
So
here's the crazy thing about it too. It's now that you're doing this, you'll see it. The news, we're watching it rise right now. The news ain't saying shit about it right now, is it?
hell
Once
no.
that shit hits fucking 50, it'll be like, oh yeah, Bitcoin going crazy. Bitcoin going crazy for the last 4 or 5 months. What are you talking about? Like I've been watching
Man.
Bitcoin steadily rise from 20,
I'm
21,000 to 29,000 to be $45,000, $50,000. And you like nobody will say shit about it until it hits too high. And they feel like I'm gonna buy Bitcoin. Like, no, that's when you want to sell it. So it is a
Oh,
revolving
man.
thing. You won't hear shit about Bitcoin for the next couple months, and then once it's fucking at like 50 grand, it'd be like, yeah, buy Bitcoin. Like these motherfuckers like sell my shit off.
Yeah, that's it. So it's going to pop off soon. We just have to be patient for it. But this is a great opportunity for DCAs. Personally, I invest money every month for the IRA that I have. And so eventually I'm going to start distributing more money just for DCAs for Bitcoin. I'm like, you can't have enough of it. It's just like, it's an asset that's liquid enough to where if you need maybe extra few dollars is good. But, unless you're ready to put your whole life savings in it, I mean, you're going to have to just DCA. But it's a bear market. So, gotta learn how to ride the wave. And then instead of just looking for the big money, I mean, hey, sometimes you gotta get a single or double. That's what I've been taught. Just get the singles and doubles and, stay active. And I mean, shoot,
It'll come.
2025 is going down. Like, just think about where we'll be at in 25. How would a dollar be in 2 years after everything we've been doing as far as spending, as far as the government budget? And then think about, all these other countries are starting to make agreements with each other to trade their own currencies or a commodity that might be of equal or greater value.
Rubies,
So I'm
yeah,
thinking, hey,
rubles.
I'm telling you. And then we just talked. Yeah, I heard y'all talk about Fed Now last week. I'm like, it's coming either whether you like it or not. It's coming.
100%.
And they want you to own nothing. They want you to have nothing in your name. Everything is loaned out. Everything is digital currency. So you have to use this opportunity to generate as much as you can and then slowly give yourself returns and dividends so you can start creating physical assets for yourself. Hey, I might throw out a big, like maybe $100 worth of Bitcoin or Ethereum and use it to buy gold or silver right now. Silver is what, spotted like what, 25? Shoot. That's kind of how I think. I'm like, let me get a little Bitcoin out and get a little silver in there, then I could save the silver until like a rainy day. And then the rest of the money I have, that's just cash flow. That's just like investment money.
It's smart. That's exactly how you gotta think about it. So
Liquid to solid. That's what I think. Liquid to solid. My liquid assets are used to buy solid assets like gold, silver, or a house. That's kind of how I've been thinking, like liquid to solid. Solid is there for a while. Liquid can go in next month. You don't know. So
Most
anyway,
much
that's kind of
better.
where I'm at. If y'all want to go over Ethereum, this is what I have for Ethereum. Let's go to a weekly for Ethereum. And like, I haven't followed Ethereum as much as I followed Bitcoin, but I mean, this is kind of what I gathered. And I actually had a trade opportunity here that I back tested. So let's see. Okay, so initially, it had a big sell-off leading into this current 30-day back test. But you see it steadily rising, showing a possible uptrend. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to a consolidation phase, but the move is up. So that's kind of why I was thinking to myself is that, okay, the move is up because we have momentum candle here at the beginning of the 30-day back test. So whatever we're going to do, we're going to at least try to test another level down below. but that's where I marked some of my price zones here in the orange. Is that, it's showing respect. And I had to really guesstimate based on like which wick was given the most action. So I followed this wick right here and showing respect to 957.99 resistance, 1829.49 support levels. So then we see smart money. It shows a slight move to the upside with 2 candles closing inside this 5618 level. So we could have a DCA buy here at 1863.84 because obviously, if we're looking at a weekly chart, I'm just thinking, okay, unless I have a big trade, I want to make a long-term money move, let's just DCA down. So that's kind of what I was thinking here, was that it's going to probably isolate between these two moves for a little bit. So we'll see how long it does that. But we also see, you look left, is that it tested this level up here. So I'm thinking that, okay, the minimum swing went back down. So at least it bumped it, right? So it could be a possible, forecast for the future. So that's what I was imagining, that, okay, if I maybe DCA down here, it could, provide me a possible return on like maybe bi-monthly investment, right? And let me see, I think that's it. So let me go, this is what I saw, and let me go to the daily because I got the TPs there. Okay. All right, here's a move. Okay. So I have an entry point at the third body close inside the 1561.8 fib zone. So I calculated a 3.05 risk to reward, and then I adjusted my stop loss to make it a 3-1 ratio. So I was thinking that, okay, if it does go down this far, it's not going to go anywhere past this wick, this body that might have closed here. So, of course, it's a back test, but I did a fib extension and I set my TP1 based on what I saw here. And then I set a TP2 based on the fib extension, like around 235. So I saw a head and shoulders here. So maybe it wasn't like what we just discussed. It might not have been the right head, like the right shoulder that I needed, but maybe I saw a double top. So the double top was showing a bearish move back down to 5618 for a possible retest for additional entries. So it took that maybe double top. It might not have been a head and shoulder, might have been a double top, but it showed bearish momentum. And I was thinking, okay, so body closed here. Okay, good, give us some upswing, to get to this top this top zone that it was supporting before. And then I started thinking more about it. I saw a rectangular continuation in the current phase consolidation. So I was thinking, okay, this could be a possible continuation pattern. It showed us double top. So it's just going down, testing that level first before it gives us the eventual continuation on the upside to complete this pattern. And so I did a trade opportunity. What was this trade at? Right here. Because it was the third body. Yeah. So that's why I made I would say, proposed entry. Just wait it out and then see if it can give you an upswing, past the back test. So let me see. Let me go. I didn't do a 3 hour. Let me do 4 hours. Yeah. All right. So this is where I saw the head and shoulder. So the daily, I saw a rectangular. This one, I saw head and shoulders. Now the right shoulder is, I would say, relative area. I'm not sure if that would qualify as the right shoulder, but that's what I gathered at this area. It could be a right shoulder pattern. And then
You're better off with this being a double top, but that left leg has a head and shoulders on it. So where your left shoulder is, that whole piece right there is a head and shoulders.
Okay. All right. So maybe something like this. Okay. Okay, because the wick touches zone. Okay. So yeah, but I mean, overall, what I'm looking at, is that it's touching this 5618. And if I want to make a trade, then I would just have to wait until it showed, bullish growth to get back to this level here, and then complete the pattern and do a breakout. I think that let me see if I did an hour. I think it was a bunch of noise at the hour, because I didn't do any hour. Yeah, I think the 4 hours all I saw, and all I was worried about, because I saw the hourly. I'm like, that's a lot of noise. I'm like, we know it wants to head to the upside, but in case it doesn't, then we don't need to see like the day, like the play-by-play. So it's kind of where I'm at, and that's why I saw it from my experience. So that was for Ethereum. And like you see the big move here, what would that be?
There's a flag that formed.
The flag? So
There's a flag.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it shows signs of a
It's funny.
continuation.
So it's funny. So you see, it's a couple things. So it's a flag into a head and shoulders. It's weird. You got a flag here. Then that flag is your left shoulder into your head, and then it's like almost had like a right shoulder. It came like later, but it's weird. Like it's just a weird pair. But that's a flag that formed here. That's a flag.
Okay.
But the thing is, for this whole thing, normally you'll see like the length of it would be like on this side, which is probably why it went so long it did on the other side. So when it landed here, it's supposed to usually be the same length of this. So they're probably very similar lengths. So it's a really good flag that really called, if you would have called this flag earlier.
You would have got some money. You would have got some money right around here.
It's almost inverted of this. That's probably being formed here.
Oh, you talking about a bearish flag? Is that bearish? You talking about a bearish flag?
Yeah. I'm just seeing it from here. This is that 4 hour. I have to look at it on my own pair. I'm just looking off of your chart. But that's
Okay.
like a solid randomly just looking at it right now.
Yeah. Okay, I see that. Yeah. It's like a flag upside down.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Sure. But yeah, that's kind of all I have, guys. That's kind of, what I got from Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Awesome. I'd love to see it play out through the week. You said you're going to be in London sessions, right?
Yeah, because I'm thinking like as far as like my daily schedule, I'm like London sessions, everybody sleep. I just have to get up for an hour, go to bed in an hour. Can't do it every day though, but
No, right.
I can't do it, God dog. Yeah, because I have a boxing workout at 6 a.m. on Thursday. So I'm like, shit, I can either go to bed 3 or no, go to bed like what, 4:30, be up at 6. I'm like, nah, I might as well stay up. Then I'm like, all right, I got to be in bed by 9 o'clock on Wednesday. Goddamn. But maybe Wednesday morning, that can work out. Monday morning can work out because I work remote on Mondays. That can work. But like Friday, yeah, I can do Friday.
Friday should be good. The market only gonna present opportunities, maybe in the beginning of the week, but definitely Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. So tomorrow morning, I'll probably be up for London just because I got some yen opportunities I'm looking at. So tomorrow morning I'll be up, and rest of the week, Wednesday you said, Wednesday I'll be up, so we can definitely knock it off then.
Yeah, like I'll probably have to create like a class schedule for myself, because I'm thinking if I can do 2 London sessions and then I can probably do New York session on Friday, but I don't know how is it move on Friday. Is it complicated? Is it?
It's typically slowing down because it's the end of the week, right? So yeah,
maybe Wednesday. Wednesday could be my my New York day. Monday be a London day, or that's a flex, whatever. But Tuesday morning I'll do London on Tuesday morning. That's for sure. Because then Wednesday morning I can, but Thursday morning I can't fuck with that shit because I need all the sleep I can for like a workout at 6 o'clock. I need all that sleep on that Thursday morning.
Word. Yeah, keep that. Hey, man, keep your schedule written down and just follow it to the T. You'll be good to go. It's personal to you. So if those gonna be your days, just lock in. Like, this is my trading schedule every week, week in, week out.
So do y'all do the Zoom appointments like on the same chat, or is it just like a?
Yep.
Okay.
All in the same Discord. Yeah.
So
the sessions. Go ahead, Ted.
It changes from being in the location, so it's not in the same location, it's in the session, not weekly overview,
Mhm.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
okay, so it'll be in the trade sessions.
Yeah, it's in a session.
Okay, got it. Cause well, still trying to figure this out, but I was thinking, okay, y'all probably had a couple of London sessions since I last talked to Zay, so.
No, not really. Let's see. Last week, most of everything hit New York, that I was looking for. But I'll check with Byron. Byron might have had a couple London sessions, but I know he will this week. And he always does Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings at like 3 a.m.
Okay.
So Tuesday, Wednesday, to at least Monday morning, 3 a.m., Tuesday and Wednesday, I'll be on all three.
Okay, I'm thinking Monday morning, Wednesday morning. No, not Wednesday morning. I'll figure it out. I got
Yeah.
it.
You'll just hop on the link. Whenever you see the link drop in there, if you up at 3, rock with us. If not, you'll see the New York session link drop too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, gotta be vamping. Cause if
There
I'm
you
up at 3 a.m., I'm like up the whole night. I ain't gonna wake up for 3. I'm gonna be up like I've been up since like damn near what 8 o'clock the previous day.
Yikes.
know?
Whew.
That kind or I take naps. Take power
Okay.
nap, power
There you
nap it, and just keep moving.
Make it happen, right?
It's life shit, man. Yeah, life shit.
Most def. The shit don't
Better-
slow down, man.
Better than me.
Well,
can't
that's the
do it.
plan. Like, yo, the plan is that like I work for I'm a government contractor, right? So
Okay.
we do hybrid schedule. So I'm thinking if I can get a fully remote schedule, then that would be a lot easier for me. Like I could be probably New York sessions, and then I could do maybe 2 London, 2 New Yorks, and then
There you go.
Friday, shit, just check charts. I mean, I don't know.
Pretty much.
I'm trying to. It's a work in progress. I'm trying to
Oh,
figure out.
most def. Ponder it for a little while. You'll get something together.
Yeah, for sure.
All
Yeah.
right. Hey, look, other than I appreciate everybody coming through tonight. I know Reggie was gonna flow into one. He's gonna see his for tomorrow's chart session. I will be up for London because there's some yen opportunities I might want to take care of before the week really starts to flow. Find a nice entry. So be up for that. Other than that, we get into the end of the month, guys. So if you find an entries, find your entries early. There's some opportunity, as Tay said, there's some players that don't look like there's anything, right? Because they're probably slowing down into the rest of the month. So I have an orientation come this Sunday. We're still talking times right now, but I do want to start out the month with an orientation, give you guys the meet and greet of everybody, educator wise, because they've left some messages from people that can't attend. But we want to make sure you got everything you need to succeed going into August. All right, things will rev up again. We know that after the summer, things will speed up in the markets, at least until the holidays, and we're going to take advantage of that. All right, see if we can get some people paid by Christmas and Thanksgiving. Have a good time this in the year. All right, that's all I got.
Don't force anything. So if you don't see anything in the market, don't force nothing.
Please don't.
That's how you lose money.
Yep. Especially if you're live right now. Just take your time, chill out. Like I told Reggie, we told Reggie last week, midweek, he was up $300 something and then chill out, right?
He just
So you have
ignored
to
us.
make that up.
Yeah, and he lost money.
You have to make it up at the end of the week. So you don't want to be playing that game. If you up, enjoy it. That's the month, and then be ready to play ball next month if need be. All right. If you're still learning, you're still dabbling in it, then go through the ups and downs. Every time frame. I mean, there was times, when I would spend mad time on the 1 minute just to understand how candles move, what they created, what they did, like just cause, time on time in, sharpen your skills. So.
Yeah, he was trading 1 minute like a crazy person.
Hey, bro, the 1 minute, man, it's crazy times back then. Crazy times messing with that 1 minute.
Ultra scalper.
But I learned a lot. I learned a lot messing with it just because, the higher time frame slower. So in my mind, if I spend a lot of time on the 1 minute, I learn the market a little faster than waiting for each day and each month candle to do what it do. So that's all I got. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow.
Okay, for sure.
Right.
All right, later.
Later.
There you go.